Happy Sunday, Funday. I'm Mackenzie Roth. Welcome to All Indiana Bets. It is week 7 for the NFL.
It's a little rainy. It's a little gray. It's a great day to watch some football and make some money. We're going to talk about that today.
Hey, I'm Scott Long, and the Colts are in prime time tonight, and we are going to discuss it right here, right now.
Woo! Let's go!
Let's go!
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
All right. Welcome to All Indiana Bets. You guys ready to do this?
This is going to be a big day and a big night.
Yeah.
So we've got games going on during the early afternoon, games going on in the latter portion of the afternoon, and then as Scott alluded to, Colts in prime time tonight.
That's right.
There is no reason to watch any other pregame show this week because why? Well, the Colts are playing tonight. Most of the games are dogs. Truthfully. Yep. Why would you watch? Because you have money on them. We are going to tell you what games to bet, and this is the guy right now.
Well, I've been bragging on you guys because your record's, quite frankly, incredible. You're on fire.
I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm impressed. And you don't impress me often, no offense.
See, come on. Like,
but I am
you
impressed.
can't give me the slightest compliment without there being some sort of backhand reference or a fat joke or something. Like, would it kill you to be nice for me for more than 1 minute?
I'm an honest woman. When I say, you smell sometimes like garbage, you do, but you smell nice today.
This is unbelievable. All right, so 18 and 10 on the season. You know, it's not perfect, but I think we're doing pretty good. We're 8 games above 500. If you've been following this show, taking every pick that myself, you, Mackenzie, and Scott has given you, you'd certainly be ahead. Yeah. Scott's also ahead on the year.
Yeah, I've kind of hit a little downturn. I'm still up over 500.
But you're up and you're winning, and that's all that matters.
College, you turn in Saturday, that's the day. But Hammer does smell like garbage, but it's that kind of garbage that smells like money. Like
I didn't plan on drinking today. I really did. I didn't plan on drinking today, but here we are.
You plan on drinking every day. You know what I'm excited about, of course, the big Colts game, but my boy, Jimmy G, back for the 49ers. God. So I'm going to talk about that coming up, but it's going to be an exciting game.
So we're going to have to sit here and listen to you talk about how good-looking Jimmy Garoppolo is.
Yes.
Name me one thing Jimmy Garoppolo has done that's benefited the 49ers this year, Mackenzie, other than looking attractive.
That's all that matters to me. I will tell you, I like my quarterback. I'm Irish. I like the North Dakota Leprechaun.
Yes.
Carson Wentz, man. That's my guy. I like a guy with a little red in the beard.
Of course, and he contributes here at Wish TV.
Yes.
We love that for our Wednesdays.
And I think he's the best quarterback in this game. Yeah. Whether it's Jimmy G, Trey Lance is banged up for the 49ers, doesn't matter. I think the best quarterback on the field tonight is Carson Wentz.
We have another best on the field, our own Charlie Clifford. It's time to check in with him. He's joining us this morning from Lucas Oil Stadium with the check down. All right.
Good morning, guys, and get ready for what will be a wild Sunday night here in Santa Clara. We're just south of San Francisco. The word of the day, atmospheric river storm. Even for locals that I talk to, this is not a familiar term. What it means is it could be the rainiest day in 2 years in the Bay Area. Now, as of right now, the brunt of the storm is north in San Francisco, but once the night is done, the expectation here at Levi's Stadium is there will be at least 3 inches of rain on the ground. You need to remember, this is a natural grass surface, so running the football with high winds that may get between 20 and 30 miles an hour. Jonathan Taylor, you have him in fantasy football. You probably feel pretty good about that tonight. As for the injury report, you saw the news on Saturday. T.Y. Hilton is out with a quad injury. He'll miss after coming back and giving the energetic spark to the win over Houston. Quentin Nelson, though, is back off of IR. He'll go to left guard. Right guard will be handled by Mark Lewinsky and Chris Reed, who filled in for Nelson admirably. The Niners have some issues as well, although quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is back in the starting lineup. He had a calf issue. San Francisco's lost 3 straight. There is chatter around here of, is this team for real? Or are they already looking ahead to 2022? 2 desperate teams meeting here tonight, And again, Mother Nature being the #1 story ahead of kickoff. Have a great day. Back in the studio. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Charlie Clifford, live from Levi's Stadium. Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about this weather, though. That's what everyone's talking about.
I'm excited for this. You guys know me. I am a weather nerd.
He was almost a meteorologist, this close.
I went to Ball State to become a weatherman. I wanted to be like the guy you see on the Weather Channel, hanging onto a palm tree in Kill Devil Hills when 50 to 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts are coming through.
I love it.
I wanted to be that
Being
guy.
pegged in the face by hail.
Right.
But look at you now.
Right. Now I get to get insulted on television.
No, slow on. These are the fantasies that go through Mackenzie's head. Wouldn't it be hilarious if like Hammer got hit by some hail?
Season is young. We can send you out when it gets nasty outside,
Okay.
Scott. Why don't we?
It's nasty right now.
I like that, yes.
But tonight, I don't think it's going to be nasty for the Colts. And this might be one of those few times where we kind of see eye to eye.
Ooh, and that rarely happens. You know, we love to do prop bets on the show. I got to know, do you have a prop bet for this big Colts game?
Well, yes, and you got to keep in mind the weather is a factor tonight. So the rain is one thing, right? You heard Charlie say they could have at least 3 inches of rainfall on that all grass field tonight. But the wind gusts, 25-mile-an-hour winds tonight at this game. So this tells me that Jonathan Taylor is going to have to be a key part of the Colts offense. Now, someone please tell Frank Reich that the best player on the Colts offense is Jonathan Taylor, and it's not even close. Last week against the Texans, my man only had 3 touches in the first half. 2 carries and 1 catch out of the backfield. Second half was a different story. Good things happen when Jonathan Taylor touches the ball. And right now you can make a bet on total yards, receiving and rushing. Jonathan Taylor will have tonight. Over under is set at 86.5. I like the over here. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. If the weather is as bad as we think it is, that sounds like a ground and pound kind of game. Colts have Quentin Nelson coming back. Their offensive line's getting a little bit more healthier. This goes into the wheelhouse of the Colts. Now, we just need Frank Reich to give the ball to his best player.
All right, Scott, what do you have?
I think you nail it when you say not just rushing, but receiving yards. And that is because Jonathan Taylor is going to have to get some screen passes. They send Bosa up hard. That Bosa is the best player on San Francisco. It's not the quarterback, it's not the running backs, it's not anyone. Bosa is the one who blows things up, and they move him around. I like the Colts getting Nelson back, as you said. If this was a throwing game, I'd be more concerned. I think actually the weather and getting our Nelson back is going to really help us move the ball on the ground. You probably might want to even consider going under on passing if you're looking at this. We are the better running team, and the 49ers came in this season. People were picking them for possibly the Super Bowl. That's not the same team. There's a lot of pressure there right now. There's a lot of pressure on us. If we win this game, we are right back in the AFC South race.
And I like when Scott says we, because it's like he got signed to a 10-day contract.
I did.
We're in this, guys.
Now, can I stop?
Tell me about how hard of a week of practice you had, Scott.
Okay, first off, I hate when people do that. I just did it.
You're that guy.
Was that guy?
Yeah.
My we is we, meaning you and I, are picking the Colts. That's our we, okay?
Yes, the gambling community.
The we. Next week, if I'm against the Colts, they are not a we. I can tell you that, but good point.
Oh, man, I'm going to fade you guys. I'm going 49ers tonight.
You're going
I'm
49ers?
I'm feeling it.
You're only going there because you want to marry Jimmy Garoppolo. See,
That is
I'm in
correct.
it for the money.
That is correct.
And that's why I've got the Colts today
Maybe
as well.
she's in it for the money, too. If she marries him.
There's a joke in there somewhere that I'm not going to touch.
We were
I just
talking about
did.
nursing him
Ouch.
back to health, and I mentioned that I would do
Yes,
it, and look
you
who's
would.
back on the field today.
I get it.
That's
I
right.
get it.
That's right.
I
like
would
it.
have taken the Colts +4 if the weather conditions were perfect. I just feel like this is going to be a close game, and 4 is too many points. But again, we're anticipating the weather to be really sloppy, slow-paced game. I don't think you're going to see a lot of fireworks from the passing game tonight.
Right.
I like the Colts getting 4. They're going to try to run the football, establish the run, and when that happens, you burn the clock. If you're betting on the underdog and getting points, that's exactly what you're looking for. You want that clock to tick, 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 and I will pick up the Colts with 4. I think they're the better team tonight, and the weather conditions, I'm in on Indianapolis.
That's amazing. I just saw a pig fly through the studio here because you guys are agreeing on something. You're both taking the
Does
Colts.
not
Incredible.
happen.
It does not
Never
happen.
happens.
It'll change soon. Just let me mention, I have bet on the Colts only twice this year. I took them against the Ravens. I like them tonight.
All right, I like that a lot. Well, hey, coming up, we've got a fight for first place in the AFC North. Find out who the guys like the best. Up next.
All Indiana Bets is presented by Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
You know, there is no one else we would rather spend Sunday Funday with and make money with than you. Welcome back to All Indiana Bets. All right, we are talking Ravens-Bengals.
First place is on the line.
Yes.
I don't know how many people thought we'd be saying that at this point in the season with the Bengals making a road trip to Baltimore. I still like the Ravens in this one. The Ravens don't lose at home. 6 straight wins at home. And yes, I know the Bengals are 1 win away from first place, but anybody that's watched Cincinnati, can you honestly tell me that that looks like a first place team? They've struggled defensively. There are deficients offensively. I don't like Cincinnati. I don't. I think they're a fraud. Now, I'm in on Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the AFC for the next 10 years. He's got a good receiver to go to, but I like the Ravens more than a touchdown at home. This is a game that the Ravens will set the tone and say, it's cute that you think you want a piece of first place, but we don't lose at home. This is what we do. I like Baltimore in this one.
Calling people frauds? I like that you do not hold back. Oh, Scott's holding his ears.
I didn't hear anything that he said.
All right, that's just because we're going to find out if Scott actually agrees with Jason, because you know what's coming up, your favorite segment.
The best part of the show.
The Long Shot
Yeah.
with Scott Long. It is coming up after the break, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. Next.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
You notice I'm presented by the people. I mean, Caesars Sportsbook knows I am the people here. You will get these experts, these coaches that go about 40% on their picks, and they should know, but they don't know the numbers. And I feel like Hammer's in that group right now because my long shot is the Cincinnati frauds, according to him, the Cincinnati Bengals. Not the Bengals. Susanna Hoffs is not playing quarterback for
Susanna
him.
Hoffs is hot.
She is very hot. She'd be in my top 10. We agree on that one.
Side note.
But we do not agree on this game, and I think the defense of the Bengals is a better version than what you're giving them. And here's the deal with the Ravens. The Ravens are barely winning a lot of these games. They barely beat the Lions. They shouldn't have beat the Colts, as we all know. I think they're kind of worn out. They've had a lot of pressure, big games, big things. I love the Bengals today, and I sprinkled some money 2 weeks ago on the Bengals to win the North. That's where I don't feel like they're the Cincinnati frauds.
Okay. You sprinkled money on the Bengals to win the division. You
I
sit
did.
on a throne of lies.
Straight called out.
Did you put some money on the Jets to win the Super Bowl since we're just throwing
He's
money
just
in a
throwing
pile
money
and
everywhere.
lighting it on fire since we're doing that at
The
the same
Bengals will be in first place after they beat the Ravens today. I don't know if they'll win, but they got 6.5. That's what's most important. They are going to cover the spread.
They're going to cover the
You don't
spread,
believe
so
it?
Scott.
Okay,
I'll
so-
bet you.
All right.
Oh.
What do
Oh,
you want to
really?
do?
All right,
Oh, we
so
like these impromptu bets that happen.
all right, so let me think about this. I got it. So Mackenzie brought in some awful thing to drink the other day.
Okay, maybe we aren't going to bet.
What was that you
I
had?
say healthy smoothie for breakfast. It had kale, it had pumpkin,
Yeah,
it had
Okay,
kale
stop right
smoothie.
there. Stop right there.
A kale
Energizing.
smoothie.
Yeah.
The loser of this bet has to drink the kale smoothie that the
delicious.
princess here brought in.
These two are having Mountain Dew and M&Ms and Milk Duds for
Hey,
breakfast.
if
Breakfast of champions.
if we do that bet, one of us will probably be missing for about 2 segments.
It does help you digest everything. It makes
Oh,
it
that's
flow.
nice. I guess I'll drink it after the show.
I don't even know what kale is. Is that like the stuff you find at the bottom of the ocean?
Yes,
What's kale?
it is. I believe that
It's
is.
a superfood and it's good for you. I will like this bet. I'm going to make you guys healthy. All right, we'll do it. Let's do it. I don't
All
really
right.
have to do anything. I'll just make the smoothie. It'll be great. All right, but you know what we do have to do? Let's talk balling on a budget. We
I
all
like
like to be
this.
ballers,
Yes.
but some of us are like, ugh, I'm on a budget, so how can we still partake?
You can take $5 and you can turn it into $61. Now, it's not easy. Most parlays usually lose. I think parlays are usually sucker bets. But if you're looking for some entertainment value on this rainy Sunday, take $5 and take a look at this. The Patriots -7 against the Jets. My Ravens -6.5 against Scott's Bengals here. The Bears, I'm going to scoop up some points with the Bears. Don't forget, last year, the Bears beat Tom Brady head-to-head in a primetime game, and I like the Colts getting points tonight. Again, this is just a $5 bet, but if you hit it, boom goes the dynamite. There you go. You got $61+.
Ooh,
Can I
like
just
that.
add this, Mackenzie?
Yes.
If you don't want to lose your money, but you want to, let's say you don't care about $5. Okay, you could do that, or you could just light it on fire and watch it because there's no way those 4 are going to come in.
Scott,
Okay, go ahead.
dramatics over
Okay.
here.
Speaking of lighting money on fire, you took the Bengals to win the division.
We'll see.
Come on.
We'll see. Ooh,
10
it's
to
getting
win
hot up in here.
135. 10.
Coming up, it's the larceny lock. These are the ones you really want to pay attention to. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
Oh man, if these walls could talk between breaks. We are happy you're joining us. We are back. Now, these are the big games. The guys feel the best about to make you money.
Listen, I could give you all the information in the world about the Jets and the Patriots here, but it comes down to this. Bill Belichick against a rookie quarterback. If you remember what happened the first time these two teams played, 4 interceptions for the rookie quarterback against a Bill Belichick defense. And now Belichick's had time to look at even more tape. Okay? There's nothing that brings that heartless monster more joy than humiliating a divisional opponent with a rookie quarterback.
Heartless monster.
So I will lay the 7 here. Mac Jones getting better as the year goes on. Zach Wilson, not so much. I'll lay 7 comfortably. Patriots cover the spread.
Ooh, you know I'm a big Mac Jones fan. Dad bod McGee.
You like him?
like
Okay,
some Mac
here's what I
Jones.
don't understand. How can you be so into Jimmy Garoppolo, but then say, oh yeah, dad bod cranks mama's gears? I don't understand.
No, it's because he held his own when they played the Bucs against Tom Brady. I was impressed with the kid, and then you showed me the picture with the stogie and his dad bod. I'm like, he's got some character, a little
Got a little
charisma.
confidence,
Some
okay.
moxie, this one.
I
so,
love
yeah.
that.
Yes.
As Dad Bods America that are watching this,
This one's for you,
rejoice.
dads. Here we go. Mackenzie's into you.
We might have a chance.
Scott went to a water park in Wisconsin, and you said you were the 3rd fittest.
Yes, I was only the 3rd fittest, so I'm on a diet starting Thursday. I mean, Mackenzie brought in some skinny girl drinks for me in our bar segment. That's where I've reached. So Scott's lock. Scott's lock here is not me maybe staying on that diet, but my lock is the Eagles plus 2.5.
You're Wisconsin skinny.
As I say, Midwest anorexic right here. The Eagles are not a team that I would have thought at the start of the year that I would be putting money on. But what I've watched is their offensive and defensive lines have been pretty dominant this year. I like the new coach, and he came from where? I think Indianapolis. He's doing a nice job with that team. Peterson was just getting out-coached week after week last year. The Eagles fell apart when Frank Reich left. I like the Eagles here. Jalen Hurts is okay. He doesn't seem to make many mistakes. The Raiders, they kind of came up for a game after their coach left. John Gruden's a lot of things that maybe we all are not fans of, but the guy can't put an offensive game plan together. And from what I can tell, I don't like the Raiders, the long play this year. I think they're going to start going farther and farther down. I know this is in Las Vegas. I'm still not sure that half the stadium won't be Philadelphia fans who are like, hey, let's go to Las Vegas, baby. Probably not a good Philadelphia accent, but if you're from the Midwest, I was like, that's probably a good Philly accent. So lay the money, take the 2.5 with the Eagles. I am all dogs this week.
All dogs this week. You guys want to talk about some big point spreads?
This is a crazy week.
Yeah.
And again, this is why betting on football games is fun, because you might need a little action because there are the potential for a lot of blowouts this weekend, Scott.
I mean, 20 points? In that. I mean, we saw the Texans last week. It does seem factual, but 20 points, that's such an insulting thing, you know? When you're a professional athlete and then you're like, hey, what's the spread this week? I know we haven't been playing well. 20 points in the NFL. Terrible.
Terrible.
And you know what? Here's the thing, too. Like, there's this old wives' tale about the NFL. Well, if it gets to be double digits, you have to bet on him.
Right.
That may have been the case 15, 20 years ago, but if you look at the analytics and you look at the numbers, the last couple of years, double-digit favorites have been losing by double digits.
Right.
So don't be afraid to cover a heavy favorite in these games because the numbers clearly show they've been covering the last couple of years.
Yeah, I just want to stay away from those games. I don't want to have to watch them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one problem. When you bet on a game that is such a huge spread, if it's not on TV and then you got to go find it on the red zone or something like that, you'll see tonight, today, we will not be betting on any of those games though, right?
I don't think I'm in on any of those. I've got the Bears getting the points in
That's 12.
the balling on a budget parlay.
Yeah.
But that's a Bears team that beat them a year ago.
Right.
But some of these numbers here, though, they look like college numbers.
They look like the SEC. Like, wait a minute, is Arizona playing Vanderbilt? I mean, you know, what's going on here?
Right.
So it's a weird situation. I don't feel comfortable with them. I know the analytics on it. I haven't grown to the point where I can bet give 20 points to a favorite. I'd still probably squeeze a little bit on the dogs.
A little bit on the dogs. You talked about a weird situation. It's about to get weird because we're going to head to the bar. It's the point of the show.
Let's get weird, Mackenzie. Let's get weird. Let's go.
And joining our party coming up next, our wise guy, Ryan Kramer. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Scott, and happy week 7. Wow, it is so much fun to win money betting on Aaron Rodgers against the Bears. He's throwing the belt on. He's telling the fans he owns them. So much emotion poured into one game. Exactly the kind of scenario I want to fade the following week. Washington football team comes to town catching more than a touchdown. I love this spot for them with the Packers surely looking ahead to a Thursday night battle against the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to take the football team and the points. I think the Packers win, but don't cover. And for the other play, I'm going to Arizona. They're also looking ahead to that game against the Packers. They're also looking ahead to another tough matchup after that with the 49ers, and they're surely not focused on the lowly Houston Texans catching a historic 18.5 points since 2003. Undefeated teams laying more than 17 points are 0-6. I'm not going against history. We're grabbing the points with the Texans. Scott, best of luck this weekend.
All right.
Here you go.
Fun cocktails. You know, this is the best job in the entire world.
Right?
Making money.
Now,
We
this
have
is
a
the point in the
bar
show
now.
where these two, the old Muppets in the balcony, criticize my ability to make a good drink.
That tastes good.
Thank you. See?
Must be
This is
this
what it sounds
cranberry
like when you
mix I brought.
compliment somebody.
This skinny cranberry
Your
mix I brought.
Bengals Ravens picks a fraud, but this drink is a real deal. But I think it's that.
Oh, that's
I think it's
come
that.
on.
I think it's that tequila that we were using.
It's
That's
the
like the new
tequila.
Mike.
It's
the
incredible.
Primo
the best
Lunazol
drink.
tequila.
This is the best drink you've ever made.
Yes,
on this
thank you,
show.
thank you.
Now
On
this
this show, yeah.
segment I was not a big fan of when it started because I wasn't involved.
Yeah. And
But
so
now
guess
I'm
what?
starting to really like it. I am, and you've been doing pretty well on these too. So
Yeah. All right.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know the song. Go ahead.
Prop, lock, or drop it.
Right.
Very
Prop,
confused.
lock.
You used to
drop
have
it.
Huey cranked up in the car all the time when
I
you
told
drive
you,
to
Huey
comedy
Lewis
gigs.
in the news. I'm all over it.
All right, so we're talking prop bets, and every week I ask Hammer to email me these, but no, he won't do it.
I write these when I'm in my office in the morning working on the show. And we got a couple for you here today and a surprise. So let's get going.
Oh, man. Hand sanitizer. Okay, well, I'll do that after the break. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? All right,
Let's do
so
it.
this is the first one. We got Chiefs QB. We got Mahomes. Over or under 19.5 yards rushing?
I'm
you got on
going
this?
against my own credo here
Oh.
because I normally do not take quarterback rushing yards.
Yeah, you don't ever.
Because what can happen is whether it's the end of the half, end of a game, you get in victory formation, you're losing 2 yards every single carry. It can come back to bite you like it did famously in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. But with this game, Mahomes is going to be throwing the ball so much against an awful pass defense from the Tennessee Titans. When he drops back to pass, that creates opportunities for him to run. So, breaking my own rule, this one time, we're going over 19.5 rushing yards for Patrick Mahomes today.
You're getting a little crazy, and I like it. I dig
We
that
are.
about you. All right, so Scott's getting in on this
I
prop
got
bet
into
action.
it. I
All right.
started loving this, and I saw a prop that really spoke to me. It's even going to speak to my next pick too. I will share that called this in to Jason.
Okay.
I think he was in like a truck stop bathroom. It sounded like
I was
Probably
in my
writing this.
office.
Okay.
Probably
office.
writing this that I'm holding in my hands right now.
We-
I'm going to eat a sandwich later. This is terrifying. Great.
we are totally on Mahomes. That's what I-
Yes. Okay, so your prop bet, you got Mahomes over under 323 passing yards.
The Titans have no defense.
No?
None.
They
Okay.
cannot
None.
stop the
That's
pass.
true.
Their nightmare is Patrick Mahomes. We've seen it in the second half of playoff games. He's thrown for 300 yards. So take the 323.
All right, you're taking it.
Over.
Oh, you're going over. And this last one, okay, Titans running back. We got Derrick Henry to score not 1, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Keeping it in the same game here, Titans against the Chiefs. Nobody is going to play defense in this game. If you watched either one of these teams, nobody plays defense. And this isn't just 1 touchdown, this is 2 touchdowns, which means you get some really good value here. Mackenzie, you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts!
I'm going over 2 touchdowns today for Derrick Henry of the Titans. Make that bet. He scores twice. You're going to the bank.
I love it. All right, we're going to do our final picks, right, coming up?
We got some more picks to
we got
go.
them right
Okay,
here.
well, let's do 2 picks now, and then we'll have our final picks. All right, what you got?
Give me the over in this Raiders and Eagles game today. I know my representative from Iowa likes the Eagles in this one. I didn't have a good feel either way about the spread, but for whatever reason, games in Las Vegas go over. Look at the numbers. Since the Raiders have moved to Las Vegas, the amount of overs they've had there is staggering. So I'm going to go over 48.5 here. I think this is a game that's going to be pretty close, and when you've got teams playing close games, you get overs. I like the over here.
Scott, what do you say?
I have lived in Indianapolis for 33 years, so I just want to say I feel like I'm not the representative of Iowa. But what I will tell you right now, quickly, you heard all the reasons why you should go over in the KC-Tennessee game. This is a college over number again. It's 57. You got to get 58 or over. I think that's still going to be, I'm looking at a 35-31 Chiefs victory in this game. So that's 66. Let's go over.
All right, let's do it. I love it. We love making people money, right? Hey, cheers
We
to
do.
that. Coming up,
Cheers.
our
We do.
final picks. We'll be right back.
Run for the money. Brought to you by Indiana Grand Racing and Casino.
All right, we want to remind you about Indiana Champions Day coming up at Indiana Grand Racing and Casino on October 30th. 4 thoroughbred stakes and 4 and 6 quarter horse stakes races in one day. More than $1 million on the line, plus 2 handicapping contests to win free money. It's what we're all about. Indiana Grand has live racing Monday through Thursday, now until November 11th. Plenty of time to place your bets. All right, I was just out there and had so much fun. It's such a delightful place to be.
The racing is fun.
You know,
like if you've ever been to Indiana Grand,
Oh, it's a blast.
it's a blast. I love it out there.
And our type of people that like to make money.
And I like to think of myself as the thoroughbred of picking NFL games. And this brings me to the Packers and Washington, the football team at home, 8-point dogs. As Smokey says in Friday, That ain't enough. Give me the Packers -8 here. I know that's a big number, but Aaron Rodgers, low-key having an MVP type year. Not getting the headlines maybe Derrick Henry gets or Lamar Jackson gets. There's good value on Aaron Rodgers MVP right now. Ever since that opening game stinker, he's been unbelievable. And that Washington defense that we thought was supposed to be super game worthy, I'm not sure what we can say and what we can't say, it's been awful. So this is, to me, a matter of the best quarterback in that conference against one of the worst defenses. I feel like this is a 30-17 type of game. If that's the case, -8 pays out.
All right, Scott, what you got?
That would have been my 6th pick, so I do like that too. Wow. Am I just about to do this? I never liked I don't like the Dolphins, but do you like the Falcons? No, you do not, Hammer. You know that they always lose. Here's the difference in this game, okay? I never thought I would say this. Tua has been playing better with the Dolphins when he's playing. Here's the story. Jacoby Brissett brought all the team statistics down. He was so bad to the point that they lost even to Jackson. Last week, Tua played pretty well. I like the Dolphins. Remember, the Dolphins were a team that people were talking playoffs at the start of the year. Falcons are still a mess. I don't like where they're going. I expect this is the last year with Matt Ryan. Go with the Dolphins +2. Wouldn't be my top pick, but sometimes you got to hold your nose on a couple of these because all the points in the stats that I've looked at point to the Dolphins.
Here's a little fun fact for you.
Oh.
No one has ever won a Falcons bet ever. The Falcons have beaten every single gambler every single time. You bet on them, they lose. You bet against them, they win.
We'll see.
you never can just come out on top. All right, well, when we come back, we're going to come out on top. We do our recap, the world-famous Mick pick coming your way, and we're headed back to the bar for another old-fashioned.
On the Rocks is brought to you by Elijah Craig Small Batch Bourbon.
Hello, friends. Brent Holberson with Heaven Hill Brands. Coming back to another version of On the Rocks here at the wonderful, fabulous Thunderbird here in Fountain Square. Today we got a couple of great people here, Mr. Josh Gonzalez, the owner, and our Global Whiskey Ambassador, Bernie Lovers. Gentlemen, how are we today?
Couldn't be much better. One of my favorite bars to have a drink in, have some food in, and I'll tell you what, just in honor of Thunderbird, I bought a 1960 Thunderbird.
I hope I get a ride. Let's take a cruise around the block later.
And you're going to make an old-fashioned with Elijah Craig, which is one of the fathers of bourbon. You know, they say that as the story goes, his barn burned down, and he saved some of the barrels. He was still able to put bourbon in them, and that's one of the stories of how the charred barrel came to be.
Well, we'll talk about the story of the old-fashioned then. We'll do some Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig's one of our favorite products here. We always have a barrel or two that we've got from you guys in Heaven Hills. I mean, pretty much all we pour. So really simple cocktail, really beautiful drink. The great thing about the old fashioned, it doesn't require much. We need some bourbon, you need some sugar, you need some bitters. That's about it. And technically, you kind of use whatever you want, but always we'll stick with the bourbon. Here, we're gonna use a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Less sugar, the better, in my opinion. It'll give us the bourbon shine. We'll do 2 full ounces of the Elijah Craig.
Same family.
Same family. Couple dashes of Angostura bitters. Go heavy on the bitters. I like to use aggressive dashes. Kind of like you're hitting with a little Tabasco sauce.
Be a good name for a band.
Right?
Aggressive dashes.
We'll hit it with some ice here. And then we're just gonna stir.
Yeah, and that corn with the rye is going to make some nice spice, and with those bitters.
Really well balanced bourbon. I think it's definitely one of our favorites. And then last but not least, this is important too, is to sort of express that orange peel over the top. Those orange oils really going to bring out a lot of those citrus notes from the bourbon itself. Add some nice aromatics, really enhance the flavor of the old fashioned. And again, super simple drink, can't really mess it up.
And there's the old fashioned with Elijah Craig bourbon.
Thank you, my friend. One of my favorites. Thank you. Cheers. Outstanding. Come back and see us next time on the Rocks, and come join us here at Thunderbird. Cheers.
Well, cheers to him, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, I still can't believe they let us do this show live.
I know.
And give us a fully stocked bar. This is the dream. We're living the dream, baby. And that dream is going to get even better with the amount of money that we are going to make today. This is going to be the kind of money that you can buy politicians off with. And it starts with the Colts. The weather's going to be bad. It's going to be a ground and pound kind of game. Quentin Nelson is back. As long as Frank Reich doesn't get too cute, the Colts should be in the mix here. I like the Colts +4. Patriots -7. Again, Belichick against a rookie quarterback. I'll take that every single day of the week. Moving on, we've got the Packers -8. Washington's defense. We were told how good they were going to be. Shocker, there's a mess in Washington. Tell me where you've heard that before. I like the Packers -8. Ravens -6.5. Much to the displeasure of Mr. Long here, the Ravens don't lose at home. I think the Bengals are frauds. And the over 48.5 in Las Vegas and Philly. Something about Las Vegas, overs happen there. Look at the numbers. Those are my picks today.
Wow, I just keep going back. Well, let's just look here for a minute. Let's look at winners. This is where Scott bounces back. We're on the same game here, the Colts. I don't know what that means when Hammer and I, but we both like the Colts.
You should probably bet San Francisco heavy then. Heavy.
Let's go to 2. I'm worried about that one. Here is the game of the year. This is the Kale Bowl for us. I do not want to drink that shake, and neither does my insides. Bengals +6.5, not frauds. Eagles, yeah, I like the Eagles in this situation. I like them against the Raiders. I feel like the Raiders are like too much dissension and all kinds of turmoil going on there. Dolphins, it's about the Falcons, really. It's about Tua being better than I think he's gotten credit for. Just enough, he'll game manage his way to a good Dolphins team. And wow, here we go. This game is going to be so exciting to watch. I can't wait to get out of this studio and watch that game. And the Colts aren't on, so we'll be watching this game full on excitement.
All right. It's time for the Mick Pick, you guys.
Oh, here she comes.
Talking a little
The Mick Pick has been rolling, by the way.
That's right. Thank you very much. I'm winning people money. So I just like to do this little special Mick Pick. And here we go. I'm going to go over 57.5 in this game.
You're going with Scott.
All right, yes.
Right. It's a rarity, but here's the deal. We've seen, like, from these teams, a lot of points, but they can't stop anyone, and that's a fact. Tennessee can't stop the pass, which is a problem when you're playing against Mahomes, obviously, and those receivers. Other side, Kansas City can't stop the run, which also is a problem when you're playing against Derrick Henry. So I'm going 57.5. It's a big number, but I don't see.
This is like a video game today, right? Derrick Henry is that one guy that you created in your Madden game that's unstoppable, but he's real, and nobody on this field can stop anybody.
1,000%.
I'm with you on that.
Punts are the enemy in this one, so I'm going to go 57.5.
I like it.
Bet if the punts are 3 or less, bet the under on that.
Cheers to that. I like it. All right, coming up, our final thoughts. Beware, they're next.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
Sunday Funday. Back at the bar. Shocker.
Round
You're
2.
a bad influence on me.
It
you know
appears
that?
like, Mackenzie, did you win the Super Bowl?
Of course.
Well, because you're going to Disney World, so I wonder.
That's right. I literally am hopping on a plane and I'm headed to Disney World after this, and I can't wait. Hey, we wanted to remind you the Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Weekend continues this weekend. You can join in the celebration, help support our local bar and restaurant workers. To find a participating bar in your area, hit up the website, oldfashionedweek.com. That's the spot. All right, this is delicious. Okay, so hey, we love interacting with you on social media. Please hit us up, and I know you got some messages coming in hot, Hammer.
My radio colleague, Big Nige, he's doing the Ballin' on a Budget parlay today of Ravens, Patriots, Bears, and Colts. He's in on that.
I love it.
And my friend Rob Kendall says there needs to be more Mackenzie on the screen.
Yes, I like, Mick Pick's kind of on fire. I like that. Coming in from Dimples, he loves our prop bets. He likes me throwing the paper.
Prop, lock, and drop it.
That's right.
I was wrong. I will admit I was wrong. I'm starting to feel and you know what? There's some other props right now tonight because there's a World Series going on. Did you know about that?
I'm a baseball guy, man. I'm a baseball coach, and I know this is normally a football show, but everybody in America outside of Houston is a Braves fan now, right? The Braves plus 115. I thought that would be a little bit juicier, honestly, because Houston looks like the better team.
Right.
Unfortunately, those rotten, cheating, no good Houston Astros.
Rotten, cheating.
But there's just something about this Braves team right now, playing good team baseball, getting timely pitching out of the bullpen. So these are the World Series odds right here. Maybe that goes a little bit more in our favor as Braves bettors as we get closer to the first pitch. I'd wait a little bit if you're a Braves bettor.
Daddy put $10 on the Braves to win like 125 at the start of the playoffs. I
Nice.
had Brewers or Braves. I put 10 on each. So this could be a windfall for me. I could be well, I can't afford Disney World. Maybe maybe Holiday World.
I'll take lots of fun pictures and send them. I'm really excited.
Please, if you don't follow Mackenzie on Instagram, you're doing it wrong.
You're failing. I'm at Scott Comedy, by the way.
Yes, at Mackenzie Rock.
At Jason Allen Hammer.
All right, hey, cheers.
Good luck, everybody. Kickoff is next.